The Royal Canadian Army Cadets, a program that brings out the fierce and courageous soldier inside of you. I'm here today to discuss why you should consider joining the Army Cadets and why I consider it one of the best programs in the world. Hello everyone, my name is MWO Fallis and I'm here to tell you why you should join the Army Cadets. Let's start with a little bit of history. The Royal Canadian Army Cadets, or in short, the RCAC, traces all the way back in 1861. This Canadian-based program has been around for a long time. These associations were linked to local schools during the beginning of its creation because of the American Civil War and the threat of the Fenian raids in the Upper and Lower Canada. These units, called drill associations, were the first mark in the Canadian cadet movement. Ever since, cadets have been adapted throughout Canada, training men as young as 12. These men were used in World War I and were a great asset to their armies. At the beginning, men were only allowed to enroll in this program, but after World War I, you would find a cadet corps that paraded with a female platoon or a company. And as that progressed, so did the rights of women. And today, anybody can join. Time went on, the strict military training actually started to become more common and lenient as there was no need to send men and women as young as 12 to war. Today, Army Cadets and cadets in general are seen as a great learning experience for your child that you can go through to learn new things. Yes, there is still military training, yes, it's still harsh at times, but the things you learn will be carried with you for the rest of your life. And I know from experience, so let's get into that. Before we get into the juicy and fun stuff, I want to take some time today to thank our sponsor, Military First Army Surplus. If you join the Army Cadets or even the military, you're going to need some gear. Whether you're looking for quality combat clothing, camping equipment, hiking boots, Military First has it all. Military First has high-quality products from over 50 brands, including Helicon, Pentagon, Condor Outdoor, Surplus, and Max Edition. Either visit their website, www.militaryfirst.ca, or visit them in-store at 312 Lakeshore Road, Mississauga. Just want to get into my experiences as a cadet because I'm still am a cadet and I've actually been in service for almost 5 years. So as someone who joined cadets at the rightful age of 12, I actually never really wanted to go and was actually terrified of joining. Yes, I know, weird how I'm now prompting you to join or even consider it. I still remember the first day coming to the armory, crying, begging my father not to let me join. My dad told me it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience and what you learn will stay with you forever. The people you meet will stay with you forever, and the feeling of being a cadet will leave a permanent impact on you. And he was right. After 5 years, almost 5 years of service with the 676 Lawrence Scots Army Cadets, for these reasons, I will recommend the Army Cadets to anyone. So, well, what do you really learn and what do you do? So being an Army Cadet is the availability to take parts in loads of exciting and fun, challenging activities. Things like fieldcraft, adventure training, first aid, music, sports, shooting, biathlon, drill, and so much more. As soon as you join, you're just accepted into the Army Brethren. Like, when I was there, I was really, I felt alone. But the people around me made me realize, hey, I'm not in this alone. I'm going to make friends. And that's where you'll meet and, proceed with those people. So what does, a successful Army Cadet look like? Being a successful Army Cadet means one thing, and that one thing only is teamwork. Teamwork is the root of all cadet corps, whether it be Sea, Air, or Army, which we'll get into later. This is what drives the corps to become what it is. And with the commitment to others and yourself, you will surely become a great cadet through your years of training. Like stated, there are 3 different factions of the cadets: Sea, Air, and Army. So what are the differences? Sea Cadets, one of the lowest populated cadet corps, focuses on learning seamanship skills such as navigation on how to sail and the functions of a boat. This is more like the Navy SEAL type cadets, so if you want to do anything with water or, out on the seas, this is for you. Air Cadets, the second highest enrollment status, focuses on aviation-related activities like flying, gliding, and the studies of aerospace. In fact, you can start training for your pilot's license at the young age of just 13, learning the engine and so much other things. My sisters, in fact, are in the Air Cadets. I'm in the Army, so there's a little bit of, difference play here because my dad was in the Air, and if you don't know, every different faction in the cadets always have some kind of grudge towards each other to see who's better. It's just a fun little thing that all cadets do. It's not really meant to, hurt anybody's feelings, but it's just something funny. And then obviously Army, Army Cadets is the biggest faction. Like stated, the Army participates in more of an outdoor experience, doing expeditions, trekking, orienteering, and so much more. The Army Cadets focus on a lot of teamwork and commitment given by everyone. So most importantly, it is a very active faction focusing on fitness and your ability to be physically capable when doing certain activities. Being in the Army, for me personally, when I started off, I wasn't the most physically capable cadet. And as I progressed through, I got fitter and fitter because it does, get you to that point. And it's just such an awesome hands-on program if you want to be there. So choose what you like. They're all great. I prefer Army, specifically Army because I'm in it. But, Army is a really great thing. I actually have a video from Matt, and Matt is going to explain kind of what a cadet, the importance of being a cadet is like. So here's the clip. Before I get into it, he does state the Canadian Armed Forces, which I'll actually get into because a lot of people, when they join the cadets, automatically think, yeah, right after you got to go to the military. But that's not the case at all. And before I explain it, let the video play, and I'll tell you a little bit more.
Something to be aware of, that if you do have a kid or you are a kid that wants to join the cadet program, it's not going to be about, simulating or replicating what the Canadian Armed Forces does. It's not how this works. They're also not expected to join the military, okay? So even though they're exposed to it, they're not, once they finish the program, told, yeah, by the way, you have to join the military now. It's not how it works. While they're introduced to the sea, army, and air activities of the Canadian Armed Forces and certain traditions, they are also introduced to many other respectable career choices that are available to them outside of the Canadian Armed Forces. Through the cadet program, the government of Canada is really investing in a lot of money and time in today's youth and Canada's future overall. As I said before in the beginning of this video, our youth is literally the most critical and important thing for every nation's future. If you don't believe that, well, I don't know how I can convince you, okay? As I said, I am a father, and I really do believe in that philosophy that we need to encourage and mentor our kids to make sure that they produce a better life for themselves and for the rest of the world.
So like Matt said in the video, it's setting our kids a future for the world and for themselves. And that is so true because as a cadet and still a cadet, it's helped me through so many different things like confidence and, organization, discipline, so much more. But there's one thing that he said that is really, really important. And do you have to join the military? No. Okay, let me get that point across. No, you do not have to join the Canadian Armed Forces. Not at all. You can use cadets as a job opener. So if you want to become a cop, you could say, hey, I was a cadet, this. And it really actually opens up to the police force because they realize, hey, this person went through a lot of discipline. This person did this person did this. And becoming a certain, like going into a certain job that's government orientated, like a cop, it brings a lot of attention to you considering you were an Army cadet or an Air cadet or a Sea cadet. And obviously other things like even a band artist you can become from cadets. In band or in cadets, there is a band that you can play. In mine, because we are under the Scottish Rite, we play the bagpipes you can go for. So it's awesome. You get to learn new instruments and everything. So it's really, really cool. And I just think cadets is such a good learning experience, not only at the point when you're in it, but when you're out of it, and you can use it to apply to a job. Trust me, they really like it when they see Army or Air or Sea cadet on a resume. Well, how does the actual cadet system work? So when you first join the Army Cadets, you are known as a cadet, the lowest rank in the program. As you progress throughout the program, you gain rank status and recognition. Before we get into the rank system, we're going to talk about the classes each cadet must attend every year to pass. So it's kind of like a more entertaining school in some abstract. But think of it as like grade 1, 2, 3, etc. The first class is known as Green Star, the beginner class. This is where you learn the basic functions of the cadet corps, kind of like a tour around the whole thing, and other things like how to wear your uniform, shine your boots, sew, drill, even shoot rifles, tie knots, etc. The second class is known as Red Star. By this time, cadets have a better understanding of the corps, but still need lots of guidance in many areas. In this star level, you are also introduced into your first major test, the Cap Brass test. This is a 4-page test which you need to get at least an 80% to successfully rank up and progress through future classes. This is a pivotal moment in time for cadets, as this kind of shows their look, like how they really want to proceed through cadets, because some can choose not to do this test and can actually be held back because of it. But if you're straight on that test and you got that pin down and you keep going, and you're up there and you get that test down and ready to go, officers and seniors will see that and be like, okay, this cadet is taking initiative. He really or she really wants this. The next class is the Silver Star. Silver Star is the first point where your officers or senior cadets start teaching you on how to lead and become a successful senior when you're older. This class is mainly pointing towards the learning on how to be a responsible, organizing, successful teacher. By this star level, you are also prompted to complete more tests and assessments that will be judged by your officers mostly. Seniors don't really do assessments on them. They can review. They could fill in officers on how they think the cadet is doing. Gold Star is the 4th class, so like grade 4. This is the biggest and most important class. By this time, you're in your 4th year of cadets. This is where you start leading actual classes, expeditions, completing way harder tests to graduate. This is where, it's that point where, damn, I really need to kick it up a notch. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to get through it. That's what Gold Star is. And if you pass Gold Star, the final class is the Master Cadet class. Master Cadets are your final 5 to 6 years of service. These people are known as the seniors, and these seniors are the ones that organize every training night, lead classes, command huge platoons of cadets, just know everything about the corps in general. And this is the all-time biggest class, because in order to graduate through this, you need to complete the Master Cadet book. The Master Cadet book is a book you must complete in a 2-year time frame. And this is a book about certain things you must achieve in that 2-year time frame, such as 75 hours of community service. They give you 2 years because there's a lot of things in that book. Trust me, I'm actually going through it right now. I'm about 80% done, so I'm almost graduating Master Cadets, which is a really big thing. For the actual ranks now, Cadet is usually your first year of Army Cadets. This is around the age of 12 to 13, and you're issued in Green Star class. Lance Corporal is the 2nd rank. Because my corps follows a Scottish rank system, instead of saying private, you address the cadet by saying Lance Corporal. These cadets are usually aged around 13 to 14 and situated in Red or Green Star. Corporal is the 3rd rank, is the ages between 13 and 14 again, and these cadets are either issued in Red or Silver Star. Master Corporal is the next rank. This rank is normally seen in Silver Star, but by this time, cadets around this rank are around their 3rd year of cadets. So they're, getting to that level of, hey, senior, you know what I mean? Next is Sergeant. This is like the pivotal point of your senior career. This is when you're in Gold Star. You're usually the age of 15 to 16. So that's when you start teaching classes. Warrant Officer is a really hard rank to achieve after that. This is graduating Gold Star, so all those assessments. Warrant Officer is the hardest rank to achieve after Sergeant. This is given to cadets who show great leadership qualities, commitments, and completion of tasks. These cadets are usually Master Cadets by the age of 16 to 18. You can range around there. Remember, when you are done cadets, you are kicked out at 19. So, Warrant Officer is a hard rank to get. Next rank after that is Master Warrant Officer. Master Warrant Officer is the rank where you can only achieve it by completing half of your Master Cadet book and being a committed cadet and completing Gold Star and so much more. You get this rank by having an interview with your superior officers where they ask you questions, and when you answer them, they decide if they were really good answers, if they weren't that good, and then they come back to you maybe in 1 or 2 weeks and they say, hey, you rank up, and they have a ceremony. And for example, I am a Master Warrant Officer, and when they called me up, I was really happy because I had to study for that test. I had to prepare, and being a cadet is a really big responsibility, especially when you're at that level. And the final highest rank you can achieve as a cadet is Chief Warrant Officer. Chief is the highest rank, and this is given by the best cadet in the corps. Full completion of the Master Cadet book and a fully committed cadet. Remember, Chief Warrant Officer is only given to one cadet. Master Warrant Officer can be given to like 5 seniors. You know, Corporal is given to multiple because there's a, you know, it's a little rank. But Chief is only one. The biggest man or woman in the building gets that rank. They are usually aged 17 to 18, but usually got given to 18 because once you get the Master Cadet book, it takes a while to complete. Keep in mind, this is a really, really awesome rank to get, and it's great to finally, you know, get that rank because you are superior. You are now finally a very important cadet. I mean, you're always a very important cadet, but this is just mind-blowing if you can achieve this rank. I'm going to try and go for it. Still got about another year and a half, so keep that in mind. You know, this is all great stuff and all, Matthew, but what kind of fun stuff do you actually do? Because to me, it sounds a lot like school. Well, I'm really glad you asked. Each cadet has an opportunity to be sent to what is known as boot camp in the summer. Oh my God, yeah, boot camp. Oh, I don't want to go. Trust me, it's awesome. It's so much fun. Usually when cadets first join, so we're going to talk about, we're going to situate ourselves in Green Star, okay? Green Star perspective. You go for about 5 days to a program called the Cadet Activity Program, CAP for short. In this, junior cadets participate in fun, safe, challenging, and well-organized activities in your local area. Because my armory is situated in Georgetown, Ontario, places like Erin or Orangeville are just, you know, other places you go for those 5 days, so not far at all. But as you progress through cadets, you're introduced into so many different programs like drill camp, marksmanship, sports and fitness, biking, orienteering, drill and ceremony, and so much more. You know, recognition and rank is also super important when applying to these camps in the summer because they will look at your profile and say, hey, I wonder if this cadet is good enough. They're going to look and say, oh, this cadet's done this, he or she is this rank. And they're like, yeah, you know, I'll accept him. He can come to this camp, you know. And if you're an instructor, so maybe a senior, around maybe, I don't know, 15 to 18, you can actually go and instruct camps for the summer. It can be up to 8 weeks long, but you get paid about $2,000 to go and have fun with other cadets. To me, that sounds like a great pay right there. And I've done it. It's absolutely amazing. On top of that, the reason some people join the Army Cadets is because of actually one camp in general. And this camp is called the Basic Parachutist Course. This course is the hardest camp to get into. This course is something you train for a very long time. And it's only given to cadets aged 16 to 18. This course, I actually managed to get into. And here's what it is. The Basic Parachutist Course, or in short, PARA, is a 4-week program for cadets aged 16 to 18 where they jump out of a C-130 Hercules. Yeah, you heard me right, jump out of a plane. That's what a Hercules is. To actually be considered for this course, you must complete the first bit of requirements done at your home armory first, that is conducted by your officers and sent into the Canadian Armed Forces. And this is run a mile under 7 minutes and 30 seconds, do at least 7 chin-ups, and 31 sit-ups. For me personally, these fitness requirements were not crazy hard, but you got to remember you're doing competition throughout Ontario, about like 100-something plus cadets, only 30 get accepted, and say you do 7 chin-ups, that's not going to be enough. Do 15, 20. You want as high as you can go till you quit. Now, it is held under the Canadian Armed Forces, meaning if you get accepted, you are considered a Canadian Armed Forces soldier during that time period. It's an honor specifically for me because I love the military and I have considered joining the military. But, you know, like I said at the beginning, you don't always have to go that way. Now, if you are accepted through the Army standards, you are sent to Prepare, a 4-day camp where you train fitness every day and jump out of a 32-foot mock tower. The mock tower is 32 feet for a reason. This tower is to analyze if you can actually jump out of a plane, because 32 feet is the fear of height. This is where the Canadian Forces can finally analyze and see if you're ready for the actual course in the summer. This summer course is about 4 weeks, like I said, and the pre-para usually happens around March, which is where I was this March break. If accepted, you are sent through a lot more PT training, so physical training, and jump training done by military personnel. Once completed, you jump out of the Hercules about 5 to 6 times, 5 being day jumps and 1 night jump, some with gear on, some without gear on. You're also taught how to actually land, because believe it or not, the hardest part of the jump is the landing, not the actual jump itself, not the deploying of the parachute. It's the landing, because you're landing fast. If you don't get that position right, it's gonna not be good for your legs. So if completed successfully, you are now given a parachute training badge, which you can actually bring with you in the military when you're done cadets, only if you decide to head that way. Because remember, this is done by the military. Military equals military. Cadets does not equal military. So if you get a badge from military training, you can bring that when you want to join the reserves or even the actual military. With all these great camps, it really shows what an Army cadet has to be excited about. Like, if you're not excited about this, you're crazy. You know, go give it a shot. Go to camp. Sure, it might be rough. Sure, you gotta wake up early. Sure, you gotta run. But the experience is what matters. What you learn is what matters. And trust me, you do so much fun stuff there. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. In conclusion, just cadets has been such an amazing and enjoyable ride for me. I personally plan to stay until I'm 19, where I'm legally kicked out of the cadets to either pursue military or another job. Either way, I highly suggest anyone to consider joining this program, or at least trying it out, as this will teach you so many important life lessons which you can carry out later in life. For example, it helped me become way more social, being able to present in front of huge crowds and not get nervous. If anything, confidence definitely plays a huge part in the corps, and if you come into it being shy, you'll come out being way more loud, open, and social than you were coming in. Help me, it'll help you. And with that, I thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the program soon. Bye-bye.